And we're back here on the Garnet Sports Network. We got a pinch hitter, Jack Levine, stepping up. Pardon the technical interruptions that we had. A little bit of a connection error there, but we're back here just in time for the bottom of the 8th inning. I guess it's better late than never, right, Aiden?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, Jack Levine here, number 45, pinch hitting.
Transfer from Wake Forest, if I'm correct?
You're correct. And yeah, so I mean, this game is not looking good for the Garnet. But what's important is, there's exactly like last Saturday, Levine laces one into center for the final out of the 8th. But what I was going to say is that, the Garnet did a great job, even though they lost the first game against Dickinson, of taking those last innings to develop some momentum going to the next 9, and that's exactly what has to happen here. Tough bottom half in the 8th, but they can view this as a building point into the next game.
Got a couple substitutions for the Garnet here defensively. We've got Holden Bridge coming into center. And in left field, we've got Jared Gillen coming in. Levine will go to second. Lebekian remaining behind the plate. Chopper over to Barnett Mayotte at third. He replaced Fishburne. Good throw over to first to get number 3, Reed Williams.
Nice smooth play there from Cal Barnett Mayotte.
There's going to be a pinch hitter. It's going to be Christopher Vincent, guy that we talked about earlier. Usually catches, hitting .303. He started 26 games. I'm curious as to why they're bringing him in as a pinch hitter here. Maybe to just get him some ABs before the next game.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if he's behind the dish next game.
Fouls off the first one he sees. Conti coming in for his second inning in the top of the 9th.
Conti was doing a good job establishing that fastball early in counts. So he's in a fastball for a ball, but just so he's in a good spot to really work those off-speed pitches that he doesn't maybe have the same amount of confidence in.
1-1 count on the pinch hitter. Vincent.
That's a good curveball for a ball, though, but a good show pitch there.
Good contact, but popped up. Got a convergence, and grabbing it will be Jared Gillen as Grullon slipped a little bit between him, Barnett Mayotte, and Grullon. Not a lot of communication, but Gillen ends up making the play in left. Those are the hardest, I find.
Yeah, it's a tough play there, and that's sort of no man's land. You got 3 people converging, all at pretty, high speeds. And I think Grullon there just wanting to get out of the way, thus the slip.
1 ball for Blugis, the catcher. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Thank you for joining us here in the late part of this game. We had some technical difficulties that prevented us from streaming earlier on, but we will promise to have the second half of today's doubleheader here on the Garnet Sports Network for you. on this somewhat cloudy Saturday here at Clothier Field. Had a little sprinkling of rain, just a dusting earlier, nothing too threatening. But looks like things have cleared up. Still kind of overcast, but the weather is nice. And, I mean, for a spring day, you're going to expect some kind of showers. Fouled off by Blugis, count full, 2 outs. Conti looking for his ender here. See what he dials up to try and ring up Blugis. Big swing from Blugis out to left. Gillen getting on his horse, catching that one in foul territory, and that will end the inning. Conti retiring the side in order heading into the bottom of the 9th. Swarthmore with a 7-run deficit to make up. We'll see how they can do that here as we take a break, but we'll be right back on the Garnet Sports Network. Got a pinch hitter for Swarthmore leading off the inning. Senior catcher Steven Matos Torres stepping to the plate. We've got another new arm on the mound for F&M. It'll be number 37, Blake Smith. Matos Torres fouls that one off over the net. Getting a late jump on it was Blugis. He started running after it, already cleared the net. Into the bleachers here at the Ernie Prudente press box and grandstand complex.
Home, as we call it.
Absolutely. It's an absolute pleasure to bring you action from this press box as Matos Torres swings and misses at that one. Just a real delight to be in here, a total upgrade from our previous digs, and just an absolute pleasure to be here with you, Aiden, on this Saturday. Nothing like 18 innings of baseball on a nice day.
No, nothing like it. Can't beat it.
We hope those of you joining us are also having a pleasant Saturday. This game not going the way of the Garnet, but just try to end, on a strong note and use that momentum into Game 2 and like they did last week against Dickinson. And try to count on Ryan Warm for a strong pitching performance. Ball fouled off by Matos Torres. Staying alive here, 1-2 the count.
Warm was nearly immaculate last Saturday against the Red Devils of Dickinson.
Silence
So
their bats, as they say.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll see if he can, come back and offer a repeat performance.
Along with Sawyer Lake, that pitching duo of freshmen has been really, I would just say, they've come onto their own in the conference season. I mean, Warm, I think he wasn't charged with the loss against Hopkins, but, pitched well in that game, kept them in it. pitched well last week against Dickinson. I mean, Sawyer Lake is a guy who's now, as of today, was leading the conference in ERA with a 1.23. He's got 22 consecutive scoreless innings. Didn't have a great first start of the season against Arcadia, but he's really rounded into form as Matos Torres pops out to the first baseman Akabuchi in foul territory. But yeah, a guy, Sawyer Lake and Ryan Warm, have just been really special pitchers.
Yeah, both of them, I mean, no, fantastic freshmen, and both on the left side, they just throw strikes. There's nothing to it. I mean, Sawyer Lake really establishes that two-seam on the outside corner and just pounds it the entire game. I think last Wednesday he only had one 3-ball count the entire game, which is an absolutely incredible statistic. And Ryan Warm with a similar, doesn't really have the velocity and the movement, I think, of Sawyer Lake's fastball, but just as equally consistent as throwing it for strikes.
Gillen fouls that one off. Chasing it down is the right fielder, but not quick enough. He was on a full sprint there already. Would have had to dive at full speed. 2 strikes for Gillen. Lake and Warm providing a good 1-2 punch for Swarthmore.
Gillen there fouling that away to protect 0-2. And hit by pitch there with a errant slider, it looked like, really got away from the Diplomat hurler there. Another pinch hitter here, number 11, Joe Jackson at the dish. Hitter here with immense power. Able to put one off of the newly erected PPR dormitories out in left and center. We'll see what Jackson does here in his pinch hit opportunity. Blake Smith with a delivery, a high fastball there at the eyes of Joseph Jackson. 1-0. Another ball, low and away. Joe Jackson, a fantastic fastball hitter, really looking for one in that sweet spot to turn on. Not that one again. 3-0 here from Blake Smith. Likely taking all the way is Joe Jackson. Seemingly in the similar spot to that third ball, but called a strike here. 3-1 count. Oh, another fastball up and in, getting a decent piece of Joe Jackson. Shrugs it off and is on his way to first. A additional pinch hitter for the Garnet, number 30, Holden Bridge. Pitching coach for Franklin and Marshall out to make a visit to Blake Smith. Smith with only 6 1/3 innings pitched this year. Not getting a ton of action.
Well, so what you did was you did a straight up swap. So you did Jared.
Pitching coach out to maybe talk him down a little bit, focusing on the batter. Up with a 7-run lead, there's no need to be focusing on the runners. Holden Bridge pinch hitting for the Garnet.
And I'm back. Baseball situations always get interesting toward the end of the game with a lot of substitutions, Aiden, making a statistician's life difficult.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know much about a statistician's life.
A lot of
Took Stat 11 once.
How'd you find the class?
I enjoyed it. Professor Steve Wong, really fantastic guy. Big baseball fan, actually. Big Yankees fan, which I was not too pleased to hear. But, went to office hours a couple times, talked about the AL East. This was back my freshman year, if you can believe it, Roy.
I can actually believe it because I also took Stat 11, and I was with mostly freshmen. So
yeah,
I can believe that.
2013.
It's not that hard to believe.
Well, I'm glad you believe it.
Aiden and I, we overlapped for a year here at Swarthmore. I didn't know him at the time.
I knew you.
I don't think you did.
I was looking from afar.
Well, you thought I was a student up until the middle of this year.
That is hearsay.
That is entirely true.
That is hearsay. It's entirely hearsay.
For those of you,
and I would like our listeners to
strike that from the record.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, back to the game. 2 consecutive hit by pitches. Holden Bridge batting. Runners on first and second. Keeps fouling off pitches. Good job here by Bridge in limited action. Doesn't get to hit a lot. Often used as a pinch runner, but using this opportunity to extend the at bat, kind of get more familiar in these situations. He's gonna, maybe be called upon to step up next year when
maybe
Burnett's gone.
Maybe the center fielder next year. He's got a good glove, rangy. As you were saying, good. Normally a runner for the Garnet, but his pace is definitely one of his strong suits. But doing a good job here of wasting a couple good fastballs from Smith on the outside half, waiting for his.
Right up the middle. Played over to first. 2 outs. Rather, that is the 3rd out of the game. And that is all from Clothier Field, Game 1. The Diplomats take it 8-1. They score 5 runs in the 7th inning to really put this game out of reach of the Garnet. Swarthmore scoring its run early, but not able to build on top of that. They'll look to regroup and come back out swinging here in Game 2 as they look for a split. F&M the victors in this one, 8-1 for Aiden Miller. I'm Roy Grime here on the Garnet Sports Network. We'll have a little bit of a break, but we'll be right back here for Game 2. Don't go anywhere. Thank you very much.